Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. Okay, so I've very recently received these two decks. So I've got the Divine Masculine Healing Journey Oracle, and I've also got the equivalent Divine Feminine Healing Journey Oracle. So that would mean that the fact that I've been called to use these two decks today would mean that the main collective that I'm about to tap into is very much on their healing journey. I think that you will have been on this healing journey for quite some time. And of course, you very much identify with the divine feminine, divine masculine counterpart journey. Um, and like I said, you will have probably been on this journey for quite a while because I just get this feeling, as I said, that you are very, very committed to this. So I think that you have been really journeying through for quite some time. I think that you I'm just getting the sense that you're really starting to see the fruits of your labor as well. It's just what I keep hearing. So I'm going to firstly tap into your connection just to make sure this is actually your collective. So I'll get the little black cards to do that. And then we'll probably get into the divine feminine and then divine masculine. So specifically what you have both been going through in your healing journeys, and really just trying to get some guiding messages just to see what your teams really want to come through, and just some really beautiful guiding messages is what I'm hoping will come out today. So let's get into it. So I will be referring to both of the booklets as well when we go through this. Let's go. I'll just get these out of the way first, and then I'll get these little black cards just to confirm this connection that you're in. So let's get into it. So, Spirit, this beautiful main collective. So, just to see how you're feeling about this connection, about really what this connection is, just really what the overall ruling energy is as well for this beautiful main collective. So, here we go. All right, so I've already got the first card that's come out, so the Runner, which doesn't surprise me. We'll keep going. There's definitely, of course, been, I would imagine, a very much a runner chaser dynamic, but let's see how we go, which is very typical of these kind of connections, these divine feminine, divine masculine connections, is there will always be a runner and a chaser. Typically, it's the masculine that wears the running veil, and then the feminine will typically wear the chasing veil. But let's get into it. I just want to split these cards here just to see specifically what's been going on in this connection, just of the overall ruling energy here. So we've got Heartbroken and we've also got Dragonfly here. So with Heartbroken, I think there has been heartbreak here for both of you. I don't think that this is one-sided. I think for the two of you, there's really been a lot of heartbreak here. I'm hearing that the separation between the two of you was quite brutal for the both of you. I think that there were some things said between the two of you that I'm hearing that both of you wish you could take back. I think that I'm also being reminded as well, or being told to remind you that everything has to happen for a reason. I feel that there is a certain amount of guilt being carried here as to the way that things ended. I feel that that might actually be more on the masculine side than the feminine side, but I think both of you are feeling conflict. I'm also seeing that my Five of Cups card as well. So I think that both of you are feeling quite some sorrow, some guilt around the way that this finished between the two of you. But I definitely think that you guys are in separation here. So, which is what I was picking up to begin with. I would be surprised if you guys were actually together, considering the healing journey that you're both on. Like I said, the fact that that I've received these two beautiful new decks, and the fact that I've been called to use those today is kind of testament to the healing journey that you are both on, which would mean that you guys have been in separation for quite a while. This is not a separation that's happened recently. This will have happened quite some months ago, if not longer, is what I'm hearing. But I just feel that that there's just been a lot of heartbreak on both sides. And yeah, just both grieving and mourning that at the moment. You might also be reminiscing about each other at the moment as well. So if you are a true divine connection, then you will be mirroring each other in pretty much every way. While you can't see each other and you can't be with each other in the 3D, definitely in the 5D, you guys are connected. So, yeah, but I definitely think that you're both feeling separation at the moment, and you're in separation and very much feeling this sorrow, this heartbreak at the moment. But then we've got dragonflies. So I think that this is really so things coming to light here. So what I'm hearing though is that you are both embodying dragonfly energy at the moment. So dragonfly is very much around, it's a metamorphosis card. So it's very much around really, like the journey of the dragonfly. It's actually one of my main animals as well. My spirit animals is the dragonfly. So you might really resonate with the dragonfly yourself. But it's very much like this, like this little bug that starts out as a little tiny gnat and then they actually then grow into the dragonfly. Very sort of similar energy to butterfly as well. But I think things are coming to light here. So I think that you're in deep reflection as well over past hurts, over past trauma. And things are coming to light. So I'm also seeing the Sun card as well. So I think that there have been some significant changes in your life of recent. I think that you are really starting to look into your shadow, that there are some significant breakthroughs coming through. And this is for both of you, and some real understanding as to what your triggers are, that there is that light being shined onto that part of you, that you're really starting to understand what your triggers are and really starting to face into your shadow is what I'm hearing for the both of you. So very much a healing card, a card of healing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, sorry, my nose is very itchy as well. You can tell that nothing's edited in these readings. So your nose might be running at the moment or it might be really itchy. Oh dear. All right, so also to the fact that my nose is running and we've got the runner here. So look, maybe you're masculine. I feel like I'm talking to the feminine here. So maybe your masculine still has his running boots on. The fact that I am, oh gosh, my nose is running. So yeah, just very funny that that running card would be there as my nose is running. So let's, okay, what have we got? We've got the axe there. Okay, what else have we got here? Just for your top row. And one more, please. Yeah, okay, so this is the top row. I'll get a few more to confirm here. We've got the runner. Like I said, I feel like the masculine is still in runner energy here. We've got photographs and stabbed in the back. Okay. So I was picking up on that real reminiscing energy, and so it doesn't surprise me that we've got photograph that's come out here as well. So real Six of Cups energy. So we've got, looking at you, nostalgia, wanting to make new memories. I think this is for the both of you. I think you're actually both mirroring each other here. I think you are really in Six of Cups energy, the both of you. But we've got, if we come back here, we've got obviously the runner. So I think that this is what this masculine has really been trying to heal out is, his real fear of intimacy, very much his attachment to ego. And I will be saying masculine, feminine, he, she. This is really just a reminder. I say this on all of my readings, but these are not gendered readings. You really could identify either with the masculine or the feminine. It just depends on what kind of veil you're wearing. What kind of trauma in your life you need to be healing out. So you could either be an avoidant type of a personality, or you could be that real chaser type personality as well. It just really just depends on the kind of trauma, the kind of shadow that you've been carrying with you. But yeah, I do feel that there's still separation here, right, between the two of you. I think that this masculine has still got his running boots on. I think that this is part of the shadow, though, that he's trying to heal out. Like I said, I definitely get the feeling that both of you are on this healing journey. I think that both of you are really heavily facing into your shadow right now. I think that a lot of things in both of your life are being illuminated. Your triggers, the things that need to be healed out, I think are being really illuminated right now in both of your lives. But this is what this masculine is trying to axe out at the moment. So we've got breakup, separation, stopping the pattern, and abandonment. So really trying to axe this out. Just also confirming as well that there was a significant breakup here between the two of you. There has definitely been separation for quite some time. The masculine got his running boots on, and I'm just hearing that the breakup between the two of you, like I did say before, I just feel was quite a brutal breakup. I think it also happened quite quickly, which is to be expected. It's what happens in these kind of connections. You sort of brought together very serendipitously. Neither of you were supposed to be where you met. So straight away I'm hearing some sort of a family gathering, but it really could have been any kind of event. You guys met each other very, very quickly. You were brought into alignment. And then just as quickly as you guys are brought into alignment, typically, especially in twin flame connections, typically you're then separated just as quickly so that you can both start to go on your healing journey. And this is what this runner or this masculine has been doing. Is I do think he is facing into his shadow. I do hear, though, that the masculine is a little bit further behind as to be expected than what the feminine is. And it's purely just because of the types of veils that you wear. So the feminine will typically be triggered into her healing journey, to her the feminine healing journey quite quickly. As soon as that masculine avoids and essentially separates from the feminine, it's quite brutal for the feminine, I will say, but through that pain, you actually are then forced to then face into your shadow. Then I try to understand as to why you're craving the masculine so much, why you have such a fear of abandonment, really that reliance on outside sources for inner validation. It really, the longer that masculine stays away, it really pushes the feminine into examining that. So pretty much as soon as the masculine departs, is separated, the feminine pretty much starts to go into her healing journey almost immediately. For the masculines, though, they are dealing with the separation as the only way that they know how, which is through avoidance. And so they will stay in avoidance from the feminine and also from their own healing journey for as long as they possibly can. It is a coping mechanism they've learned since childhood. And so what happens, though, is that because they have been called to this path, that running veil actually works in twofold. That it actually it in a funny way, it's actually good for the feminine because it pushes the feminine to have to examine herself, the feminine self, and to really go into the introspection as to why the separation is affecting the feminine so much. But also it delays the masculine at the same time. So, which is why they always say that the feminine leads the way. The masculine, though, will keep avoiding for as long as they possibly can. So, essentially what happens is then the spirit, your spirit team, masculine spirit team, will then step in and put in a series of karmic relationships, karmic situations in front of this masculine in order to eventually get him to surrender to his healing journey. But it does take a little while for that to happen. There'll be a reason why I took such a long-winded regression there, but digression, I think is the word. But I think that's the dynamic that we're dealing with here. I think that this is both of you at the moment. I think that you're both hovering over your phones, which doesn't surprise me that we've then got looking at old photos. So I think that you're actually both mirroring each other here. I think that you are both continuously looking at the phone and just hovering, right? Really hovering um, over your voice message. I know this says hoovering, which is, I don't know why I've just seen that word there, hoover. It's actually not hoovering, but hovering. So I don't know why. I don't know why. I have no idea why that word is just popped out to me. That might resonate with someone, hoovering. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it probably will resonate with one of you. But you're very much looking to converse more. And these two cards go hand in hand. So, so looking at old photos, hovering over your phone. I think you're both mirroring each other in this aspect. But then we've got stabbed in the back again. So just reconfirming. So we've got heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. I think that this is what I was picking up on, is that I think that both of you do feel quite stabbed in the back as a result of this. Like I said, when you guys went into separation, I think it was pretty brutal for both of you. And I think you're both in deep regret over this. All right, so under the runner, they've been very picky about this. All right, so we've got keys on a ring. So more options, decision, unconventional, strung along. So I think this is definitely how this masculine made you feel, is that you were really a third option here. I always see, third party with the three keys, that there were multiple options. These may or may not have actually been romantic options though, although I feel like you would know for certain. Either you've had confirmation of this or you intuitively know this. But I definitely think that this masculine made you feel, feminines made you feel strung along here, like that there were many options in front of you. And it might not necessarily have been romantic, although look, more often than not, that sort of plays into it. But this may have also been family. I'm hearing friends is also a big influence as well. Also family and friends, I'm hearing were really played a big part here in the influence, in the separation between the two of you. But I definitely think that, just to confirm what I was saying before, so I'm seeing one night stand. I don't necessarily think this was a one night stand, but I do think that this was quite a short-lived romance. So when I was saying that just as quickly as you guys were brought together, you guys were also very quickly separated as well. All right, then we've got the golden mirror. So so this is what you guys are both trying to axe out. So when I was saying that you guys are mirroring each other, I definitely think that you are both mirroring each other here. But this is also around self-absorbed narcissist, not necessarily narcissist, but one-sided relationship, love bombing. I definitely think that this is part of what this masculine is trying to heal out from, because we've got this runner energy and then we've got the self-absorbed one-sided relationship that's also coming up, beside the keys on a ring as well, and something that both of you were trying to axe out, trying to heal from. So really trying to stop this pattern. I really feel that the masculine is very aware of his shadow. I think that there has been some really significant shadow work done here by this masculine. Feminines, I think you might even be quite surprised by how much work is currently going on with this masculine. But we've got this golden mirror here. So I do think that at the time, feminines, I think that not only were you made to feel like a third option, but I think that at one point you might have even used the word narcissist about this masculine, to be honest. And that you really did feel like this relationship was one-sided. So I'm seeing my Six of Pentacles card in reverse. So really a relationship that was out of balance, that it really was not a relationship of equal give and take. I'm also hearing, though, feminines, and this is part of the shadow that you're also healing out as well, though, is the fact that you do, and not just in your romantic relationships, but also in your relationships in general, is that you do tend to get into relationships where you are the one that's always giving, and not a lot is then given back to you, is what I'm hearing. And you're, for the first time, actually learning how to put down boundaries with this, that you're starting to understand your self-worth, and that you're no longer putting up with one-sided relationships, is what I just heard. So once again, you guys are mirroring each other, but in your own ways, right? So feminines, you tend to put up with, I'll use that phrase, so actually put up with people in your life. So quite karmic energy, where it is one-sided in the relationship when you are always the one giving. And to mirror back to you, you've got a masculine who, or you attracted in a masculine who was quite self-absorbed, right? Who was willing to give you a relationship that was, or a connection that was, very one-sided. All right, so then we've got talking. So you guys are, oh, that just flew out onto the floor. Let me just get that. Oh, but then we've got passion, so insane chemistry, liking each other equally. Very interesting that would come up under that. So because you guys really do have the insane chemistry, right? So liking each other equally, having fun. Just because you guys are in separation in the 3D doesn't mean that you guys are actually in separation, because you both remember this. You're both hovering over the phone because you want I'm hearing the word reigniting. You want this new start with this person, but I mean, you do definitely have insane chemistry here. Divine counterparts, you really do, in every way possible, really do complement each other and do fit together like puzzle pieces, without getting into too much detail, but you really complement each other, and the chemistry would have been insane, exactly as it says. I don't think that you're far from each other's mind at all. All right, so then we've got photograph. Then we've got girl talk, so time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. I think that this is what both of you are quite concerned about. I think that there has been some time since the two of you have spoken. And like I said, you're very much mirroring each other. So I think that both of you are concerned maybe that one of you or both of you have actually moved on. I think that this really does play very heavily into the masculine's mind as to whether there has been too much time here. I'm surprised the time card hasn't come, the clock card hasn't come out, because that's immediately what I'm seeing. Is I think that the masculine is concerned that potentially the feminines have moved on, that they are happily single now, that they're out having fun. Why do I also hear that these photographs of this nostalgia is also of pictures of you out having fun, the two of you. I think that there's some really nice photos of the two of you. Actually, I think both of you, oh gosh, I'm hearing this, I'm going to say it. I think that both of you have the same photos stored on your phone. You're both looking at the same photos. I'm seeing two people together. It's a selfie of two people together, really happy. And I think that both of you have this same photo. That will really resonate for whoever's this reading's for. But you're both really identifying this. I don't know. I'm seeing it, so I'm going to say it. As I can see two people, this just a selfie of just shoulders up, with both wearing like beanies and puffer jackets on. Anyway, it's random, but I'm going to say it. That doesn't necessarily have to be this photo, but I just feel like that's really going to resonate. I'm seeing that image, so I'm going to say it. But yes, I think there has been some significant time here. I think that you're both concerned that maybe each other has moved on. And then we've got stabbed in the back. By the way, I just want to say too, I don't think that either of you have, just FYI, have you, I mean, we're gonna get into it more. I actually don't think that either of you have moved on. I just want to say that I don't think that either of you, and you wouldn't be able to either, but either of you would be able to replace each other. So if it's the divine feminine watching right now, then you would know this. I think like you've probably tried potentially to replace each other, but I don't think that either of you can. You've not been able to find another connection, either of you, that actually compares to this. All right, and then lastly, we've got stabbed in the back. Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me at all. So then we've got separation. So sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. And then that comes in then around stabbed in the back. So just confirming that does not surprise me at all that this has come out. Once again, just confirming that there has been quite some time between the between communications here, but you are very much both missing each other. You're unsure of the future. You both feel stabbed in the back here, heartbreak. Like I said, I think that this separation between the two of you was really, there were a lot of quite harsh words said between the two of you. I don't think that this was like I don't think that this was like a ghosting, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think that someone has sent like a really nice message to someone and then we've heard nothing. Like, I think that this separation was quite, yeah, in fact, I'm even hearing that both of you said to each other, right, well, like, this is never being revisited again. Like we're done. Like, there are no second chances here, is what I'm hearing. All right, beautiful. Okay, so that is your current energy. That's for the main collective. So that's really what we're dealing with. So, like I said, I think that both of you are very much on your healing journeys. But that's currently sort of how you're both seeing the situation. So let's get into these beautiful oracle cards. I'm very excited to use these actually. I'm just going to bring that energy out because I just want to bring through the beautiful energy. All right, so these are the feminine cards. I'm going to do the feminines first, ladies first. So I just want to get your energy through this. Like I said, I will be referring to the deck, to the book as well, to this, so the goddess within. So I'm really just wanting to see what journey you're on, really what you're focusing on at the moment with healing, and just seeing what beautiful guiding messages come through from your team. So let's get into it. All right. So what is going on with this beautiful feminine collective? What do they need to know? All right, I'm going to actually shuffle these. Just so you know too, so these decks for both the masculine and the feminine are really based on all sorts of different female and male figures throughout history, really. So some of them are religious, some of them are gods and goddesses as well. So it really, it would just depend. But it is very much gosh, don't mean to be. What am I trying to say? Get my words out. It would be very interesting to see what comes out because there's all sorts of different deities. Deities is the word that I'm looking for. Deities from all different points in history in these decks. So so just so you're aware. Oh, okay. Straight away we're getting these two. I wanted to get 3, but we'll deal with these 2 first. All right. So the first one we've got. Oh, it is actually 3 that we've got here. Okay, so let's deal with this. So we've got, now I'm going to probably butcher these names, so bear with me here. So we've got my goodness, Esther Talihi. Anyway, it looks like this actually might be, this is an American. I'm sure It's American. This deity is American. I'm not sure if it's South or North American, but let's have a look. We'll get the book out. But she's a very beautiful goddess. We've also got here, gosh, what's that stone? Whoever's such a common stone. It's actually what's here in my ring as well. So that might really. I can't think of what this stone is. Anyway, whoever this reading is resonating with, that's probably one of your stones as well. That probably really resonates with you just straight away is what I was drawn to there. Gosh, I can't think of what it is. Anyway, that will sit with whoever this reading is for. I can think of it as lapis lazuli. This is lapis lazuli here. I can never remember what this is. Anyway, you'll know what it is. All right, so let's get this. And my apologies for completely butchering that name as well. I feel like whoever this reading is for, like you feel like you're screaming out at me, going, "Oh, that's so not how you pronounce that." But anyway, okay. So for this beautiful goddess, so it's time to step into the new. You are the personification of trial by fire, and you can now step into a fresh way of being. Anything is possible. So very much speaking to the healing journey that you're on. So this goddess, and I won't butcher her name again, is also known as the Changing Woman. She is a goddess of the Deen or the Navajo people. So she must be North American then. Navajo people associated with fertility, the seasons of all life. She is a creator deity. Some versions of her story claim that she created the first man and woman from her skin. Other versions of her mythology proclaim that the first man and woman found her as a baby crying in the clouds and adopted her. Sometimes referred to as the white painted woman, she is associated with rights of young women. She also represents the natural order of the universe. This is really beautiful. So I think that you would very much identify with Norse. I'm going to say this because I don't want to cause any offense. We're very careful with the words I choose here, but I'm just going to say with North American. I feel like mythology is the wrong word to say, but you know what I'm saying. I think that you would really identify with this culture. Why am I also hearing past lives as well? So I think that you very much identify with this. I'm just going to switch the page. So it says, so to experience your ultimate life, you must be willing to strip yourself to the core and be reborn within this very lifetime. Being born into a world that isn't always welcoming and can be challenging. You experience death and renewal from the time you were born. New beginnings always come after destruction and endings. Just as vegetation decays to give way to a new harvest, things in your life have decomposed to make way for fertile new ground. From this fertile soil, new seedlings can burst through the surface, ready to bloom, where previously there was a sense of desolation. So really beautiful message here being brought through from her. So clearly you have gone through a real death and rebirth. Which is just confirming everything that I was picking up on. Is I think that you have been in this healing journey for quite some time. I think there have been some real significant tower moments in your life as well. I think that you've been really forced to face into your shadow, almost like a dark night of the soul. I'm hearing dark night of the soul is what I'm hearing, but I think that you are now being reborn out of that. Which is really beautiful. I think there's been a lot of lessons that have been learnt here, a lot of really deep shadow work is what you've done. I'm hearing also as well that the last sort of 6 months for you have been really, really tricky. But I feel like you're coming out of that. You're actually starting to step into a much more abundant path now. So really beautiful energy. All right. Now the other two cards we've got are very witchy here. So be interesting to see what comes through. So I would not be surprised if you actually felt quite witchy yourself, if you were very, very in tune into your third eye. But we've got the Baba Yaga. So it'd be very interesting to see this. You might also be getting very in tune with your craft yourself. That's what I'm hearing. Also really stepping into your mission work, really understanding where your gifts lie is what I'm hearing. So really how you're going to be giving back to this world. All right, so we've got bring forth your fierce, bold nature from deep within. This time is temporary, so be wild and take a chance on yourself rather than playing it safe. Interesting, I would say, about mission work, all right, is that very often being called into our mission work, can be actually really quite scary sometimes. And I think maybe you are trying to decide whether you should be stepping into your mission work or not. I think that you're being told here by your team that it's time to focus on it. So she's actually from Russian mythology. Tales of her folklore, so Baba Yaga, tales of her folklore have been a source of fear for some centuries. However, she helps, so she can either help or hinder those who cross her path. She is the embodiment of the wild woman living on the outskirts of society, not caring what anyone thinks and conforming to no rules. Viewed as a goddess of regeneration, she is known as the Old Woman of Autumn. She is associated with the last harvest grain and an old wives' tale of women. If they were to consume the grain, then they would also fall pregnant. So her message is that now is not the time to play it safe or make yourself small and quiet to appease another. Be bold, assertive, and unapologetic. Instead of appeasing the people around you, let them hear every step you take. You may find this difficult because humans are biologically driven to fit in with their clans to survive. You are encouraged to mentally override this schema and march to the beat of your drum. Do not make decisions that go along with convention to feel safe. In a world that can seem brutal, unaccepting, and backwards, perhaps it's not such a bad thing to be seen as different. It then goes on to talk about that. So it also says here, innovation requires being bold and ahead of the curve. It requires being comfortable, not being comfortable, and not fitting in, and most importantly, not being tamed. So why am I hearing this is also for your pentacle path as well? I'm hearing that you're actually quite a visionary when it comes to your pentacle path, that you were actually never meant to fit into this world, is what I'm hearing. And I think you're finally starting to understand that for the first time. I'm also hearing for mission work as well. So not only in your pentacle path, but in mission work as well, that you are finally starting to, I think, be proud of yourself, be proud of your gifts, and really stepping into your power, stepping into your strength for the first time. And really, for those that are called to this twin flame, divine counterpart journey, is that really it is to demonstrate to others so that, firstly is to break out of the social shackles, that break out of that rat race really, and then to demonstrate to the world that you don't need to conform to what society tells you, to what we're conditioned as right. To really understand what your own path is and to walk to the beat of your own drum. And I think that that's really what you are focusing on at the moment, is really not really caring what others think. I think that you are finally starting to break free of the shackles of this society, is what I'm hearing straight away. So very interesting that she would come up. And like I just said, I think there's a real focus on your mission work here. I'm hearing that you're scared to get online. I just heard that maybe, or just scared to show those around you really what your gifts are. And I'm just hearing, you're being told to really step out of the mold, is what I'm hearing. And then we've got this dear old little lady here. So we've got Balbo. So I'm just seeing her, drinking the milk. And why did I hear that? I think that whoever this collective is, I think that you're actually quite close to your grandmother as well. I'm just seeing such a maternal grandmother feeling here. So maybe you've got a memory of with your grandmother giving you milk after school. I'm just hearing that for this right collective, just milk after school from your grandmother. But let's have a look. Let's actually see. Balbo, I think is how we say that. Balbo. So Balbo. So we've got find levity in the madness of earth and view human nature through the eyes of humor. Laughter can bring joy to the darkest of memories. Balbo is an ancient Greek goddess, only spoken of in myths from the early Orphic religion. As a goddess of mirth, she is celebrated for her liberated nature, a fun-loving older woman. Balbo exhibits her wisdom through laughter and jesting. So I think you're being reminded, or this is something you're currently working on, is living in the moment. And I'm hearing gratitude and fun is what I'm hearing. So humorously dealing with life. She is the epitome of the untamed woman. She is a central figure in the story of Demeter and the daughter of Proserpine. Offering her a drink. Sorry, I'm just trying to paraphrase here. All right, so when life throws you curveballs, finding moments of joy in the chaos can be challenging. Seeking pleasure is essential because you are only on the beautiful planet temporarily. Think about the things an angel would want to experience as a human. Delicious food, dancing to music, beautiful beaches, physical intimacy, and deep belly laughs. Intentionally create opportunities of joy, laughter, and the lighter side of life. So I think that this is something you're trying to find, is actually you're finding your laughter again. Like, I think I come back to the fact that I was hearing for the last 6 months or so, I think it's been really quite tricky for you. And I think you're, for the first time, learning to laugh again. Human existence can feel incredibly dense for highly sensitive people. It can feel like drudging through a pool full of mud, but that's not all you're intended to experience. You are here for both sides of the equation. You are here for duality, the contrast found at either end of the spectrum. You need joy to complement the hard work of mortal existence. Why did I hear as well? So I think you are a particularly hard worker. And I think that you are learning to really balance, really trying to find work-life balance. So I'm straight away seeing my Two of Pentacles card. I think that you are, for the first time, actually finding balance. So finding laughter in situations. I'm also seeing that card of like fun, flirty. Not that I necessarily think you're dating, but I just think that you are probably getting yourself back out there again, with regards to, I think family gatherings, catching up with friends and things like that. I just think that for the first time in quite some time, I think you were really getting out there and just really starting to enjoy life again. But very much focused on your mission work at the moment. I just keep getting drawn back to this card here, as I really do think that you are starting to step into your power, starting to really focus on your mission work. And also pentacles as well. I'm getting a real pentacle feeling as well. All right, beautiful. Okay, so that is your energy, which is really lovely, I must say. So let's get into the masculine. All right. So let's see what's going on in this masculine's life. Let's see what journey he's on. So the Divine Masculine. I actually really like these decks. I can imagine I'm going to use these quite a bit, to be honest. But let's go. So masculine, trying to get this masculine that you are connected to, my beautiful Divine Feminines. Masculine that you're connected to. All right, I'm just going to get this masculine energy into these. All right. So I do want 3 cards, just the same as for the feminine. So let's see what starts to come out. All right. So straight away, we've got Achilles. Achilles heel, I'm hearing straight away. Achilles heel. Maybe you might, I'm also straight away, so Achilles heel, addictions is what I'm hearing straight away. It's a very strong energy, Achilles. But also, you know, just around like Achilles heel, right? Which is, I'm going to keep repeating myself, but just I'm very much getting that sense around healing out from addictions here. I think that addictions probably really played quite a significant part in your connection. When I was talking about third parties, it could have also been addictions as well that really led to your separation. All right, so let's see what Achilles has to say. What is your masculine working on at the moment? Achilles, all right. So we've got examine your relationships with vulnerability. Cultivate environments in your life that provide time, space, and safe, supportive relationships. All right, so your masculine is really focusing on karmic relationships at the moment. Perhaps the most esteemed warrior in Greek mythology, Achilles is credited as a hero of the Trojan War. I was going to say too, your masculine could be quite a real masculine, if that makes sense. Quite, I'm hearing the word quite macho as well. I'm also hearing as well, I mean, Achilles also really, really looked after himself, let's say that. So I think that will really resonate with whoever this collective is. So born to mortal king Peleus and Theus, a nymph and goddess of water. So Achilles possessed immense courage and incredible strength. Out of a desire to protect her son, Theseus embarked on a journey to make Achilles immortal. Holding her newborn by the ankle, she dipped him in the Styx river of invulnerability, separating Earth from the underworld. I'm just going to paraphrase through to Achilles' message. So vulnerability is associated with weakness. All right, it does not surprise me that this is what your masculine is currently dealing with. Yet exposing your tender parts takes immense strength and bravery. Social conditioning applies that it is not safe to be vulnerable or show softness. Many people have grown up hearing phrases such as, boys don't cry, you're wimping, when showing romantic affection, stop being a girl, and take a cement pill and harden up. It is no wonder men have not felt safe to be vulnerable. This deeply rooted paradigm has affected the entire population in one way or another. Not only has this squashed much within the masculine energy, but it has sometimes denied the feminine energy connection and openness with their counterparts. It is time we break down these archaic society conventions and work towards exhibiting our vulnerability to generate environments to others to do the same. Oh, I'm getting so many messages come through for this. So firstly, you guys are mirroring each other, right? Just when they would, so both of you really have been brought into this connection to really demonstrate how social norms can I was speaking about social norms and how the fact that you're have been called into this journey to really break free of those shackles. The same thing is happening for your masculine as well. So you are mirroring each other. You're just going to be doing it in different ways, but ultimately you're on the same journey. So, oh gosh, this is really a pet thing of mine. I'm really a real pet dislike. Is the fact that our society has really ingrained in masculines or those that are in a masculine meat vessel that emotions are bad, right? And that the emotions are weak, that they should be ashamed of their emotion, and that they can't be a man. And I will be a little bit gendered here in saying it because it kind of is a bit of a gendered issue to those that do walk this world in a masculine, in a male body. I'll say that, right? which then just affects everyone around them. It is so bad because it's not just bad for feminines, but it's bad for the masculines as well. Also, too, that emotion doesn't actually go anywhere, right? It just comes out in different ways. So boys are told not to cry. Gosh, I'm going to really get on my soapbox here, but boys are told not to cry, right? So what do they do instead? That emotion doesn't go anywhere. It just comes out then as aggression, right? So then they get really, really angry at the world. Their emotion is told, they're not supposed to love or to feel vulnerable. And so what happens? They just get really, really angry with everybody around them. They then find it difficult to form attachments with their feminines. Or with other masculines. It's such a toxic cycle, and it doesn't serve feminines and it doesn't serve masculines either. And I think that this is really what your masculine is dealing with. I think for the very first time, he's looking inwards and actually understanding his emotion for the very first time, which is beautiful. It also means that he is starting to become an example, or will become an example for those around him as well, which means that he may also be starting to step into his mission work as well, as what I'm hearing. But that is really, really beautiful energy. And it's a really tough lesson. Unfortunately, due to our society, it is a really tough lesson that masculines, men, need to actually to deal with. Yeah, which is it's a shame, but I think like I said, I could go on for ages on it. But I think he's, for the very first time, he's looking inwards and he's dealing with it. Like I said too, what also happens with a lot of masculines that don't feel comfortable feeling emotion is that they also, not only do they get really aggressive, but they also turn inwards. So they start to turn to addictions to really numb out that pain, right? So then they turn to substances, alcohol, other addictions as well, online addictions, if you know what I'm talking about, just to try to numb out emotion. You would really know this about this masculine as well. You would really know about them. Oh gosh. Anyway, I'll get off my high horse now. All right. Next card for this beautiful masculine. All right, this one. Okay, so we've got Orumnilla. Gosh, I'm sorry. Once again, I am butchering these names. I'll just show you what that card looks like as well. I'm straight away seeing a lot of, I'm just seeing dollar bills here. This beautiful king surrounded by dollar bills. So I don't know what that means, but let's get into it. Orumnilla. Okay, so you are growing into your destiny. Free will and fate are working together for your highest good. Extend your free will and divine orchestration will arrive at the right time. Interesting. So this is actually a West African god or deity who created their divination system according to Yoruba mythology. He is the master diviner and high priest who possesses knowledge of the future of all humans. He is a healer and a personification of wisdom, able to sway the destiny of humans. All right, so his message is free will and fate move together like a summer breeze blowing through the leaves of a tree. Two separate entities merge in beautiful synchronology. The unification of the two is where magic lies. Destiny weaves into your path in mythical ways, showing you divine orchestration. It is not your job to make each destined moment happen. The magic is in the surprise meetings, the opportunities seemingly drop in your path, and the gobsmacking synchronicities. Merging fate and free will is having freedom in a framework. Jumping timelines is plucking and weaving threads of fate, each one different, yet just as destined as another. It was fated for the tree to grow, yet the direction in which the branches reach out are not wholly predetermined. All right, so I think that what your masculine, it then goes on to just sort of talk about timelines and about future, really just surrendering. So I think that your masculine through this healing journey is really starting to surrender to the divine and divine timing. I'm also hearing that this masculine is going through a serious frequency upgrade, is what I'm hearing. So I think that he's not only surrendering to the journey, but also surrendering to his life path, really surrendering to destiny. And just really becoming, I'm just hearing, really becoming a light, a beacon of light. It's just what I heard. And that ultimately, I'm just seeing, so this person is actually a priest. He's actually almost like a high priestess. So very much like the oracle card, like the Hierophant card is what I'm seeing. So very much a teacher. I think that your masculine is really starting to understand that he's a teacher, I think, for the first time, and really probably also stepping into his mission work. I'm just hearing this straight away, so I'm going to say it, but I feel like your masculine will end up, or he might have already started doing this, you might have knowledge of this, but I'm hearing like a men's group of some sort, or an example for other men that have been through similar situations to himself. I'm hearing that. Take that as it resonates. It's a bit of a random message, but I'm just hearing that. Really beautiful energy. All right, and then just one last one here. Okay, that's way too many. Just one more, please. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Horus. So let's see. Straight away, I see the eagle in the background. I'm also looking at the pyramid in the background as well. So this was an Egyptian. So Horus, I understand, is an Egyptian deity. So you could resonate, or your masculine could really resonate with ancient Egypt as well, or Egyptian mythology. I'm definitely seeing that eagle in the background. So birds or white birds could also really resonate with this collective. All right, Horus. Horus, all right. So do it your way. Shirk the narrative other people have created for your life. Here we go, breaking free of shackles. Retrieve the past for healing. Your story belongs to you, and so do your choices. All right, so appearing as a falcon, well, I was saying eagle, but falcon. Horus is the ancient Egyptian god of kinship and sky and ruler of the air. You may actually be dealing with an air sign as well. I just heard that. Gemini, I was hearing Gemini straight away, but it could be any of the air signs. So as a guide of the sky, his right eye was the sun, symbolizing power, and his left eye is the moon, representing healing. So I think that your masculine is starting to finally learn how to balance his yin and yang as well, which would make sense if he's really stepping into a place where he can understand his emotion for the very first time, that he really is starting to understand his masculine and feminine sides and starting to really balance those out. When his father Osiris was brutally murdered by Seth, Horus was magically conceived by his mother. All right, let me just keep. All right, so when contemplating the idea of the inner child, it is natural to picture your 5-year-old self. However, it also represents your inner infant, inner teenager, and everything in between. Tap into the aspects of your past and went through certain events, and give yourself the space to release the emotions they held. Connect with the infant within who needs to be nurtured and tenderly cared for. Become reacquainted with your child's self and tap into purpose, wonder, and joy. Reconnect with your teenage self to draw on energies of rebellion, individuality, and rage. Your child will provide insights into the foundation of your current self. To what degree do you need to meet in order, according to those listed on the pyramid? Did you experience any deficiencies, subconsciously derived beliefs of what can be retrieved now are relative? So I'm just turning the page. To what we received in our formative years. In this room, to broaden the scope of what you can receive from now on, and you will eliminate from your life and what will you, I'll start that again. And what will you eliminate from your life that isn't up to scratch? Unintentionally, parents may seek to justify unfulfilled needs by creating a family, whether from a longing from the love they missed or societal pressures. Some expect children to fulfill their unmet dreams or adhere to societal expectations, leading to unexplored ramifications in child rearing. It's time to unravel long-held expectations that your inner child may still be carrying. So serious inner child work here, which totally makes sense because this confirms the other cards here, is that they have really, there's some really deep scars here with this masculine that, you know, his family really left. You would also know this feminine. If I'm speaking to the feminine, you wouldn't really know this about this masculine. I think this masculine comes from a very difficult past. But he's learning to really deal with it. Like I said, for the first time, this masculine is really facing into his shadow, into that inner child wounding. And he's really, really dealing with it, which then, you know, just reflects everything we spoke about, you know, especially with Achilles as well. And that I do think that he's very much starting to step into his oracle, into his Hierophant energy. I definitely see that Hierophant energy with this. Also, too, the fact that I'm seeing, I just heard this all say it, you could also be dealing with an earth sign. Just the fact that I'm just seeing a lot of pentacles around here as well. You could also be dealing with an earth sign. So I was hearing Virgo straight away, but it also could be Capricorn as well, Taurus, but also dealing with an earth sign. You could also be an air-earth pairing. I just heard that as well. So anyway, very good. Okay, I'm afraid this reading is going to go for quite some time. So, because I now want to get the tarot. So that's really, really beautiful energy. So I know what both of you were working on. So let's get the tarot. Let's see what your beautiful spirit teams want you to know about this connection, and just any guiding messages that they have about this. All right, let's get this tarot. I'm just going to ring out that energy. Just get this tarot. All right, I've already got cards flying out here. Gosh, what's going on with this card? We've got the Five of Pentacles. All right, I was taking that, so I'll take that in the upright. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. All right, that makes sense. All right, I will take those. Oh, we've also got Queen of Swords. It's for your top row here. And then I'm just going to split the deck here as well. I'm going to shuffle the deck. Oh, straight away. So we've got the Devil and the Moon. Straight away. So the Devil means that you're both really working on, so this is what your teams want you to know. So you're both currently working through shadows. So really deep inner work being done here for the both of you. And then we've got the Moon card. So it does not surprise me we've got the Devil and the Moon here. So the Devil is the Moon. It's very much around an intuition card. It also speaks to the fact that there were things hidden here. Definitely when you guys were in contact for the first time, you guys were actually brought into union for the very first time. There was real devil energy here that you guys were dealing with. And I do think that there was stuff kept in the dark here, in particular from this masculine. But we've got, it's really a card of intuition. So feminines, you probably have a very good understanding of what this was. In fact, it probably even led to the separation between the two of you. Is your intuition, your ability to actually see what was hidden in the dark. I also am hearing that you were probably gaslighted around this as well, but you both had very much had devil energy to be dealing with. I think that this is old energy though, and we're just really confirming everything that's already come out in those oracle decks. There has been some serious inner child healing done for both of you. Oh, actually, gosh, I don't know, I'm struggling here. My nose is starting to run again. It's really strange. I'm not sick at all, and I just so, gosh, why do I feel like I've got the runner? Very much. All right. The Lovers in reverse and Six of Pentacles. They came straight out, so I'm going to take these. All right, so this is your top row here. So current situation for the both of you, Five of Pentacles. This is exactly what I was seeing when I first sat down and we started talking. So I think you are both in deep regret here. You really are in both in deep reminisce. I'm surprised the Six of Pentacles hasn't come out. But you really are both mirroring each other in this. So we're talking about heartbreak as well with the Five of Pentacles. Very much separation out in the cold here with each other. The Five of Pentacles. It's also a bit of a burdensome energy as well. You know, you've got those in the traditional deck, you know, you've got those couple of people there, you know, in the snow, really shut out, carrying heavy burdens. So just confirming really what we've seen in the cards already is you both are sort of in Five of Pentacles energy at the moment. We've then got Ace of Pentacles here, and this is in the blocking row. So this is really that due to this distance between the two of you, there really has been a blocker in, you know, in that offer being made to you in this relationship. I think for the both of you, I think, you know, with that, you know, with the Ace of Pentacles, I think both of you would like this to happen, but I'm just seeing my timing card that this is very much protected under divine timing, and that both of you really had this inner work to do before you guys could come back into union again, or before you can come back into union. You really do have to sort out your shadow in both of you. Like I said, I think that the divine feminines, I think that you're a little bit further along in this journey typically than what this masculine is, but you are both there. We've then got the Queen of Swords. So we've got this air energy again. So you could, like I said, you could actually be dealing with an air sign. I was hearing air and earth pairing here. But also just the Queen of Swords energy. So Queen of Swords energy. So she is really, she's very much in charge of her thought process, of her mind. She can also be a little bit cutthroat, I'm going to say. So Queen of Swords. Once that sword comes down, like she's also quite a logical queen as well. So once that sword comes down, once that decision has been made, like that's it. And I think that this is what you're both have been struggling over, is that when you guys went into separation, I think that both of you did use very much Queen of Swords energy with each other. I think this is what you've both got, this Five of Pentacles energy about, is this Queen of, like, I do truly think there's something along the lines of we're never getting back together again. Like both of you said, like that's it. That you both ended up like Queen of Swords energy to each other. I think that was very much said here, which is what I was originally picking up on, which then led into this Lovers in reverse, right? So interesting this would come up. So Lovers in the upright, of course, is a divine counterpart connection. You guys have a soul contract together, but really like soulmates, twin flames, whatever kind of divine pairing you both identify with. but this has been in the reverse, right? So there has been a lack of love here, a lack of connection between the two of you. But I definitely think that you both see each other as your divine counterpart, as does your teams as well. Otherwise, this card wouldn't have come out. But you do see each other as divine counterparts. It's just that it's in the reverse at the moment. And it's been for very good reason, right? You don't want the masculine to be coming through to you unhealed. As I'm just hearing this, if your masculine is still healing, he needs time to be able to do that. If he comes back through to you, comes back around to you unhealed, all that will happen is you guys will just start your cycles again. You'll be triggered again, and then the cycles will start again. So it's really better if this masculine does come through to you. It comes through you correctly, comes through to you in a healed energy. Then we've got Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is ultimately the outcome that you both want. So you want a relationship of equal give and take here. You do both want this beautiful balanced connection between the two of you. That is, what you guys are wanting to move to. You want a Lovers in the upright and a Six of Pentacles energy, which is beautiful. So I might even just get I want to see next steps for this, but let's just confirm this top row. So we've got Five of Pentacles. That's too many. Still too many. Five of Pentacles. Oh, it's way too many. Five of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. That does not surprise me. In fact, that was one of the cards I was seeing before, so it doesn't surprise me that it's come out. But we've got Two of Pentacles. It's really around finding balance, right? Balance between work, relationships, being able to juggle. I think that this is what you're both working towards, is you're starting to actually understand what that balance is in life. Why did I hear children? Children might also play into this as well, but really starting to understand that balance between in your life. But this is what was lacking here in this connection. So confirming that is that there was very much a lack of balance here. And this is what both of you, are sitting in this Five of Pentacles energy about, is it, I'm hearing for the masculine, but also potentially the feminine as well. I don't know if you could actually find balance in definitely not in this connection, but just in life in general. All right, so Ace of Pentacles. And then we've got the Magician, but the Magician in reverse. So the Magician is all around really being able to make manifestations, really understanding your power and stepping into your magic, really being able to, as it is above, so it is below with the Magician. So really understanding your power, understanding your magic, and being able to bring in your manifestations. In the reverse, though, it very much speaks to, so it's deception, really, is the Magician in reverse, which doesn't surprise me because this is what I was picking up on before, is especially with the Moon card as well, is I think that there really were things kept in the dark here, that both of you have wanted this Ace of Pentacles moment, that offer to come through, but there were definitely things kept in the dark. Which, feminines, I think that you know this, you've had intuition about this, but this has been very much a blocker here for the two of you. And the masculine knows this. I'm just straight away seeing my Knight of Swords, actually, which is very much around truth bearing, coming through with a revelation. I think this masculine understands that if he wants to have union with his divine feminine, that really honesty and truth is the only way back here. That's what I'm hearing straight away. Also with Queen of Swords as well. The Queen of Swords, she's a real truth seeker as well. So you could very much be in truth seeker mode, divine feminines. And I don't think that unless this masculine comes back and is honest, then I don't think that you'll be accepting any kind of offer here. I think that there will be a Queen of Swords moment again. Then we've got the Sun, so we've got yes. And also illuminating, right? So illuminating on this truth. So yes, I definitely think that there are things that have to come to light here. I think the masculine is very aware of this. Feminines, I think that if you were gaslit here in this situation, I think that you're being told to really trust your intuition when it comes to these matters. Very much that moon card. So we've had the sun and the moon. Also divine counterparts as well, so sun and moon. But yes, I do definitely think there are things going to be illuminated here. And this is this Queen of Swords. This is this, this real truth seeker energy. All right, the Lovers in reverse, then we've got Seven of Swords. So that doesn't surprise me. So we've got Lovers in reverse, but we've got Seven of Swords, which is all around. It's quite sneaky behavior. It's also really avoidant behavior as well. So we know that the masculine has still had his running boots on. I think the masculine is still a little bit in this avoidant tendency, still in this avoidant energy is what I'm hearing, which means that it could be a little while until we have that Lovers in the upright moment here. It could still be a little while. I think that this masculine has still got a little bit of healing to do. And to the feminines, you really don't want the masculine coming through to you in this type of energy, right? In Seven of Swords energy at all. And definitely not if you're wanting a Six of Cups, right? All right, so Six of Cups in the upright. Oh, gosh. Way too many. That's actually the Tower and I've had like 3 cards fall on the floor. So Tower in reverse is all about internal towers, but like which I know you've both been going through. I'm just going to pick up these other cards here. Way too many. So I'm just going to put those back. But yes, just to confirm, I do think you've both been going through some serious internal tower work, internal shadow work. Right, and then lastly, we've got Temperance. I'm being told to take this in the upright though, because this is what you guys are after. So you're wanting Six of Pentacles and Temperance in the upright, which is all about equal give and take. So you've got 2 cards here around balance. You both very much want a beautiful balanced relationship is what you're after. Also, Archangel Michael could be quite significant for this collective as well. But this is ultimately what you both want. I just think that we've still got some things here that were hidden in the dark that are still yet to come to light yet. And the masculine, I think, he's still got shadow work that he's dealing with. All right, but you ultimately want this. Both of you still want this. You want the Six of Cups. You both see each other as your divine counterparts. And we've got Temperance here, right? Which is also the inner duality. It's also around the balance between yin and yang, which I know that you're both also working through as well. All right, so what I'm going to get just very quickly is I want to get next steps, but I feel like I need to get the picture cards for this. So where are they? Let me get these. And this reading is going to be going forever. But I just want to get next steps. I want to see what your spirit teams are willing to show me. I'm just hearing that you need to be keeping the faith. But let's see. I just want to get a few. I won't be getting a lot here. I'm feeling the number 4. Maybe I just need to get 4 cards here just for next steps. Next steps for this connection. So straight away we get the twin flame card. So just confirming from the universe. So you guys are also still, I'm just hearing as well, you are currently really like locked into the runner chaser energy at the moment. But all around relying on divine timing. So when I was hearing that you're going to have faith in this, I was straight away, then we do have this twin flame card. So universe, your team's really confirming this is a twin flame connection, but also that you're going to have to be relying on divine timing here. In very, like, it's magic, like you can't actually make this stuff up. All right, the next card that came out is we've got cycles, over it, decision made. So sick and tired. So I think this is both for yourself and for your masculine. I think you're both really sick and tired of the same cycles, but I think very much for the masculine. I think he's still very much in his healing journey. He is really trying to close out karmic connections at the moment. Really just seriously on a lot of introspection is what I'm hearing. But I'm always drawn whenever I see this card to this dog here. So maybe bulldogs are relevant for this collective. Also dogs as well. You might have owned a dog together. That was or maybe you both own dogs. Maybe not necessarily together. Maybe you both own dogs. Just 2 more cards, please. I'm definitely getting the feeling that for the next little bit though, this is what this masculine is going to be focusing on is really closing out his cycles so that he can come through to you properly. 2 more cards, please. Gosh, I'm messing everything up here. Here's this card. So self-love. So there we go. So still working on self-love. Really looking at that, shadow work. I think for the both of you, we're very much still going to continue to look at this for the next little bit. But really taking back control, finally being happy, really working on self-love here. Also, red roses might be significant for this collective, or just red flowers in general, or just roses in general, but red flowers. I always see that when I see this card. But really just continuing to do this beautiful shadow work that you've both been on. All right, and then one last card, please, just for what's next in this connection. All right, then we've got controversy. We've got drama, scandal, truth coming out. I think this is exactly what we were talking about, is why the moon card came out, and then we've also got the magician in reverse. There have definitely been truths kept hidden here, which the divine feminines, you have intuition about this. But then, that real truth seeker energy that we were saying, with the sun card, truth coming out. I think that there will be, feminines, I do think that you have a confession coming through to you. I was also seeing that Knight of Swords energy. So I think that you do have something coming through. And I think, why do I get the feeling though that when this truth does come through, I don't think that you're going to be annoyed about it or angry about it. I just think that it's going to probably just confirm your journey for you. I just heard that. I think there's been a quite significant time here that I don't know if you really care about. The drama is that you just want this truth to be revealed and then we can just all move past it, is what I was hearing. But I definitely think that there is going to be truth coming out here. There is something definitely coming through. Oh, very good. Okay, I'm being told that that's kind of it. Not to get any more. So, and that you're going to have faith in your twin flame journey, is what I'm hearing. You're going to have faith in it. So, but for the time, for the next little while anyway, your masculine is closing out cycles, learning self-love. All right, beautiful. Okay, if you've made it all the way through to here, then I would ask that you like and subscribe to this channel. Of course, it does help me, but more importantly, it helps these messages get out to those that really need to hear them. So I'm still a very brand new channel here on YouTube. So the more you can help support in that way, then the more we can get these messages out. Beautiful. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you in the next reading.